Not a lot of big blockbuster trades on draft day as we expected, but this is a big move that a lot of people are going to sleep on. Philadelphia, under the tutelage of now Daryl Morey, who's the new president of basketball operations, formerly the general manager for the Houston Rockets. It's a big move, his first big move as that new guy in Philadelphia. He went out and gave Doc Rivers and Joel Embiid and that Philadelphia team some big cap relief. Now, one of the worst contracts signed last year, in my estimations, was Philadelphia giving Al Horford essentially a 4-year, $100 million deal. It was a terrible deal. Al Horford never fit with that team. I didn't understand the direction of it. Shout out to Elton Brand. I'm happy he has that role in Philly. That one didn't make any sense to me whatsoever. I didn't get it from the beginning. It never worked as a team, and Philadelphia was bounced out of the playoffs early. All right? So we fast forward here. Daryl Morey and Philly, they got on the phone, and they were able to work out a trade. I'll explain it here shortly, but here's the dynamic of the trade. It's Al Horford, a lightly protected 2025 first-round pick, and it was the 34th overall pick in tonight's draft. Those are all going over to OKC, and the Thunder are going to send back Danny Green and Terrence Ferguson over to Philly. So if you're Philly, you get off the contract of Al Horford. If you're Philly, you get off the contract of Al Horford. If you're Philly, I want to make sure y'all understand how important this is. If you're Philly, you get off that atrocious contract that is Al Horford. You got it to sweeten the deal for OKC. You give him a pick or two, whatever you got to do. Hey, man, the likelihood of you striking and finding the next superstar at pick number 34 and a second-round pick, it ain't that likely. The second-round pick is 34 and a lightly protected first-round pick in 2025. Hey, God bless you, OKC. Y'all got 17 first-round picks between here and 2026. Maybe y'all get the next Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, or James Harden with that pick. We don't care if we're Philly. We just had to get rid of that dang contract that is Al Horford. And you get a shooter. You get Danny Green. We didn't expect his stay to be in Oklahoma City for long. He didn't want to go to Oklahoma City. I don't know if he really wants to go to Philly, but he is technically a 76er this morning. And you know, Danny Green is a guy that playing off of Joel Embiid, that could be beneficial. Philly had so many shooters a couple years ago and lost a lot of those guys to free agency last year. You know, you need shooting anytime you're around Ben Simmons. He can't shoot worth a damn. So you got a guy in Danny Green who can make a shot. So hopefully that helps that Philadelphia offense get back to more what it looked like in 2018 versus last year. It wasn't it, B. It was not it. So, but that is the trade. It's a good move for OKC too. They're just trying to compile picks. At some point, I believe they're going to flip some of these picks into getting into like that lottery and that top 3, top 4. That's their goal. They don't want to win games right now, and Danny Green helps you win games. It's simple as that. Terrence Ferguson helps you win games. They don't want to win games right now. They're tanking for real, and this trade helps them tank. They have the cap room to bring on Al Horford. You want to know why? They ain't paying no damn body. So, I mean, bringing in Al Horford and that $75 million ain't nothing to them. They ain't doing nothing else with the money. Al Horford ain't just going to necessarily win you games by himself at this point in his career. So bring him in. He's a good locker room guy. Put him around Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's non-problematic. And that's that on that. Big news for Philly. And, you know, there'll be people who say this sets them up to go get James Harden, some more cap flexibility. The Rockets wouldn't have wanted Al Horford. You clear the decks a little bit to be able to take on a James Harden contract, especially if you send out Ben Simmons and maybe Josh Richardson or maybe Tobias Harris and a couple players. I don't know if that's what Philly was trying to do. It doesn't matter. Maybe you don't even want James Harden. Getting off of that Al Horford contract is enough. Kudos to Daryl Morey. That's a great first day in office for him. I'm out.